I thought that she'd be quite standoffish, and because she's quite high profile and I don't feel like a celebrity at all, that she'd kind of shun me. And I got the completely opposite.
Okay.
She was kind of, like, maternal towards me. She bought me presents. And yesterday, when I got through and she didn't, I was saying, I'm so sorry, because I know how much the competition means to everybody there. And she said, no, don't worry about it. If I would have got through, I would have given my place for you.
Whatever this lot may think, it is, for someone who was public enemy #1, it is extraordinary that she survived the first week. I just thought she'd be voted out just because as soon as she walked on, the public would say, oh, there's that awful woman, we're not having her here, despite the fact Sunita was there to give her a run for the money. And then, but she said on the next week, the next week, the next week, all the way through. What is it? Why do the public... Is it the skating alone that did it for her, that persuaded people, do you think?
I think the challenge that she faced as well, because obviously I've got 2 full working legs and I found it difficult to skate, and Heather's using...
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's completely... Like, everyone there is in awe of her.
But do you think it's the skating that sort of got the public back on side?
Yeah, I think the challenge that she faced, and that she was having terrible training, and she battled through it and gave amazing performances on the Sunday.
Well, that's good to hear. Well, what do you think?
Well, I agree, yeah. I mean, I'm slightly puzzled as to why it matters quite so much to her. You know, she's always said that she
well, I guess
really
if you're public enemy
#1... But there are other routes, aren't there? I mean, she's always said that her charity work is the most important thing, and there are a lot of people who would have respected her.
Doesn't have quite the same profile, though, does it?
No, but maybe if she'd let that just speak for itself, and then in 10, 15 years' time, we might have discovered that that's what she was doing, and it might have reversed what she obviously feels is a very unjust public opinion about her. But I have to say, in terms of what she's doing for people with disabilities, bearing in mind that in 2 years' time we've got the Paralympics, which are given the biggest coverage by Channel 4. So, you know, this is exactly what people who take part in those Paralympics say, is that they are people doing the sports. The disability is not the first and most important thing about them. And that's obviously what Heather believes too, that, you know, she is Heather Mills, and she would probably be in Dancing on Ice if she had 2 legs, you know, because she's an interesting person to us, and because it's her personality we judge, and that's absolutely how it should be. So I think in terms of what she's doing for the disabled, I think it's extraordinary.
Can you understand the change in her fortunes?
It's nice to see anyone with redemption. I mean, I'm quite slightly puzzled by her celebrity, really. She's qualified by an accident and then a marriage. She really genuinely is...
2 more things than anyone from Big Brother ever got.
Well, I wouldn't make a case for Big Brother either. I think Heather Mills... I've never met her, and I'm only basing my judgments on what I've read. But I would say what I have read about Heather Mills, she would seem to me to be a very vulnerable person, albeit with her success. I would actually think that she's a sort of inveterate liar and is probably a woman quite struggling. And you say Britain exploits the mentally ill. I think Heather Mills is a lady who is, I think, very desperate and struggling, and this probably needs this sort of...
But it's the public that have changed their view. That is, you know, that's the thing.
Well, I think, you know, in terms of to do something, ice skating will be up there as one of the harder things. To have, you know, to have a prosthetic leg.
Skating again.
Yeah, I do think it's the endeavour to do something so extraordinarily difficult engages people's attention and their admiration.
OK, let's see if you guys at home agree. Kirsty.
We have Kirsten online too.
Morning, Kirsten.
Hello, Matthew. I don't know if you remember me.
Hi there. So did you...
just about the celebrity thing. I think...
People are talking, don't worry, it's private. Sorry, Kirsty.
Yes, I've been on your show a couple of times as a guest. I think being an ex-Patriot girl myself, an ex-presenter and things, I think the best thing you can do if you want the public to actually be on your side is to shut up. And I think that's where she's been very clever. A little bit like Sarah Ferguson was. She went off to America and found sympathy votes over there. I think that what's happened with Heather was she actually stopped all the publicity about her divorce and and stuff.
OK.
The only thing I would say is I love the fact that Kieran said that she bought him presents.
Right. What kind of presents did you get?
Oh, it wasn't buying any, like, books there, was she?
Hang on, Kirsty, we're getting on to the good stuff here. What did she get you?
It wasn't a car or anything like that. It was just a T-shirt. It was a T-shirt
I love
with
Heather
an
Mills.
ice skate on.
OK, that's nice. That is nice.
I liked it.
Thank you for that, Kirsty. What about our audience, Eric? Any fans?
OK, well, next to me is Nicola, who's been watching Dancing on Ice. So what do you think?
I agree with the panel, actually. I think she has gained popularity. I don't think she was expected to stay in that long.
No, I genuinely thought she'd be out the first week.
Yeah, and I think she's shown determination and people have found it quite inspirational what she's done. I don't...
So the skating's sort of won people round?
I think so.
But what will she do next with this newfound popularity?
Marry Kieran.